final formation in front of the 308 Civil Affairs Brigade without a little fun and a little audience participation. In this hand, I've got a farewell speech. It's 3 pages long. In this hand, I've got a farewell speech. It's 6 pages long. Show of hands, who wants a 6-page long speech? Fair enough. I'll do the 3-page one. It's single-spaced. It's the same damn speech. So there's a sign that was in the 403rd Civil Affairs Battalion that said, "It's easy to be a clown until you're put in charge of the circus." And while the 308 Civil Affairs Brigade may not be a circus, I was certainly the clown that led it for 2 years. So if you will, please indulge me. First, I'd like to thank the one person who I could count on during this command, the one person who I could trust for guidance, the person who I could trust for empathy, the one person who would always have my back. And that's me. What, do you think I was going to stand here and thank other people who didn't lead this brigade? You think I'm going to thank my special guest, Master Sergeant Wally Carice, who when he was a lonely E6, gave his time, his dedication, a small portion of his sanity to make a lowly captain of civil affairs officer? He practically held my hand. Master Sergeant Carice went down range with me in 2004 into the morass of Baghdad to spill blood, sweat, and probably a few tears. You think I'm going to thank Lieutenant Colonel retired Tim Brooke? All he did was be my deputy not once but twice. The second time I begged him to come to Kuwait with me in 2 of the most challenging and difficult commands of my career. The fact that he kept me and the unit from going off the rails is irrelevant. You think my staff is praiseworthy? People like Lieutenant Colonel Bill Wood, Lieutenant Colonel Tilley, the Robinson twins, Captain Ellis, Sergeant First Class of Moose, or the entire S6 shop? Just because we're meeting some of the most important USARC readiness standards, hit the CPX out of the park, provided vital support to missions both home and abroad, is not something I am going to mention here. And don't even get me started on the battalion commanders. You think I owe Sergeant Major Walsh any gratitude? My travel partner? He made me get matching man purses, merces, so we can blend in while we were in Poland. All he tried to do was leave me twice just so he could better the lives of the soldiers under his command in positions of greater duty and responsibility. So I'm going to thank the CG, someone who I've worked with in one capacity or another for the last decade. Just because you provide opportunity and mentorship and solid command guidance isn't necessarily praiseworthy, sir. Heck, that's your job. It took me damn near a year to get me to change your mind on just one thing. You think I'm going to thank Colonel Dickerson? That guy? Look, he's been in charge for what, like 3 minutes? All he does is just sit there. Okay, and he can't even conduct his mounted land navigation. Left turn here, my ass. You think I'm going to thank my wife, Lisa, my rock, the most important person in my life? Please. We've only been married for 15 years, just half of my military career. Where was she for the other half? I get deployed to FOBs where they have crab legs on Sundays, but she gets to stay home with 3 of the most well-behaved children on the planet. Don't let her tell you otherwise. She enjoyed doing the yard work. And she had the whole bed to herself while I sweated it out in Iraq and Kuwait in a rickety old cot. No, clearly the only person here who is worthy of all this praise is me. All the praise that the CG just lavished on me. And no, sir, you don't get a redo or a rebuttal. Oh. In the words of my former brother, or my brother-in-law who's left us this year, he would say, "Oh dear, command does not work like that, and I can't even imagine being a leader like that." What a great day. This is likely the last formation that I will stand in front of that I have commanded before I retire. So indulge me for a few minutes from the podium while I go old man railing from the rafters, to borrow a term from Brad Heston. It has been an honor and a privilege to be your commander for the last 2 years. I took over as the KCOM and 2 brigades began to untangle the relationships with the EUCOM and AFRICOM mission, giving this brigade ownership of the enterprise in Europe. In the past 2 years, we have built our importance to the EUCOM mission. We have an enduring presence in Operation Atlantic Resolve. We have brigade soldiers on ADOS, TERS, and USER. We are building a competent road to war to train our units for both the mission to Atlantic Resolve and to the Joint Military Readiness Center. We are learning competencies in both Phase 0 operations and Phase 2 and 3 operations. And I remind everyone here, we are in a new world of warfare. It is fought in digits in the cyber world. It is fought with weaponized social media. It is fought with lawfare to twist the law in such a way to create new norms of acceptance. It is a method of warfare that is economic, diplomatic, informational, and whenever possible, deniable. This is happening right now as we speak by adversaries that seek nothing less than to reset the balance of power that we have maintained in Europe for the past 75 years, to upset, undermine, overturn legitimate democratic institutions. The peace dividend of the greatest generation through the Cold War generation is at risk. The caution is this: we do not know how to fight these fights that we label below the zone. Just as 15 years ago, we had to learn to fight an asymmetrical fight, insurgent on tank, we need to learn how to leverage civil affairs into this fight. This is not my fight, it's yours. This is the fight of captains and staff sergeants who arise to become brigade commanders and CSMs. Our obligation as senior leaders is to provide you the resources, concepts, and opportunities to meet this challenge. And I know Kelly Dickerson is the right person to set these conditions. He is the one person who, when the 308 became available, I knew would challenge all of you. He will support you. He will take the hard work you have done and he will take it to the next logical steps. The next few years are going to be great for this brigade. I have been a soldier for 32 years, from a private first class of basic training to 3 deployments, 8 countries, multiple commands. I love being a soldier, and I love leading soldiers. In 3 decades, the Army has changed a lot. 4 utility uniform changes, 3 physical fitness uniforms, and 3 dress uniform changes. The Army is truly a change organization. We don't shine boots or low quarters anymore. We conduct distance education on the web. Some of us remember the box of books. We command by text and tweet. We publish guidance on YouTube and Facebook. Now, this is not the Army that I joined, but it is the one that I love. In closing, our call sign, Big Shoulders, is referenced to a poem by Carl Sandburg titled Chicago, and references the hard work and tenacity of the men and women of Chicago. I truly thank the men and women of the 308 Civil Affairs Brigade, upon whose big shoulders made this a great 2 years. On behalf of myself and my family, I thank you for all your service and sacrifice. And now you're probably wondering why the hell this black bag is hanging underneath the podium. Well, this is the official MERS of the brigade commander. And to start a new tradition, I am going to hand that MERS over to the incoming commander as a way of saying good luck, carry forth, and do a great job. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much.